In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to be more confident around women. And I understand maybe a lot of you guys watching this are introverts. Maybe you've been out of the dating game for a long time. And I was married before 20 years. Imagine being with a person for 22 years and now all of a sudden you're in the dating market, right? Dating apps and all these other things. Dating has changed. So if you feel like you're lacking confidence when you're around women, then keep watching because this is going to be one of the best videos you're ever going to watch. And I'm going to specifically go into 5 ways you can be more confident around women. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! Okay, let's get into this video. So, guys, I was not confident around women. Before I got married, I was not confident around women. When I was in my 20s, I was in the best shape of my life. I was not confident around women. Fast forward, I'm now separated from my then ex-wife and I'm in the dating market now. And I'm like, oh my God, things have changed since 22 years ago, okay? And I found myself in a lot of strange situations, awkward situations. I got rejected a lot because I basically didn't know what I know now. And that's why I created this YouTube channel, is to help all you guys with your dating and your relationships, because I've been not only married before, but also been single for 4 years as an older guy. And oh yeah, and I've been on hundreds of dates, okay? So I know all about this, but let's get into this video. The 5 ways you could be more confident around women in no particular order, but starting with number 1 is to not give a fuck, all right? This is Dan Bilzerian's strategy. Dan Bilzerian's a playboy worth over 2 million, was a gambler, and this guy has apparently slept with thousands of women. I don't know, whatever. And he's not tall. I think he's only 5'8", 5'9". Most women prefer a guy that's 6 foot tall. I'm 5'7". So imagine this. I'm 5'7", I'm 52, and I'm bald. I am not most women's preferred type. I am not. So how do I overcome these things? Well, one of the ways is by not giving a fuck. And not giving a fuck meaning you're okay with taking rejection. It is pathetic seeing on TikTok women that get rejected like once or maybe twice and they go out and they're in tears. And I'm like, oh my God, dating is so terrible. I'm like, yeah, that's guys' reality. Guys have to be used to taking rejection. And if you're not okay with rejection, you're going to fail miserably at approaching women cold and on dating apps, because you're going to come across as creepy or needy or thirsty. So if you don't give a fuck with taking direction, that is huge. It's going to take practice, right? Practice in being okay with being rejected. And it's also going to take practice to pre-qualify women. This is an advanced tactic, but I pre-qualify when I'm on dates. I ask them certain questions like, so why should I date someone like you? As an example, I never say, what do you bring to the table? That's stupid, because women don't bring much to the table other than their looks and their vagina, all right? Just call them spade spade. So you don't give a fuck, and that's how you have more confidence around women. In fact, even if they ask your political stance on something, you don't give a fuck and you say, well, this is who I would vote for. Boom. And you pre-qualify, and it's okay. But women are attracted to a guy that's got this I don't give a fuck attitude, because to them, they see, wow, this guy must have options. That's what's in their subconscious, okay? Number 2, body language. You guys need to work on your body language by standing straight more often when you're walking instead of your shoulders hunched over, because that means you lack self-esteem or lack confidence. But if you stand straight, you take up a lot of space. You have open body language, even on your dates, right? She's sitting beside you. You put your arm around her, or you're just on the couch by yourself at a cocktail lounge and they've got couches. You take up the fucking couch, right? You might come across as a little arrogant, but women love it anyways. So taking up a lot of space, having good eye contact, and do not be looking away when you're talking to a woman. Why are you looking away? And even if she's beautiful, you need to maintain good eye contact and to always have your hands open, as an example, because that is a sign of confidence. A lot of men, what they do with their hands when they feel nervous, they put them in their pockets, right? Don't do that. So that's number 2 is body language. Number 3 is to shut up. And one of the ways that you can be perceived as being confident is the guy in the room that's not talking very much, the guy in the date that's not talking very much, and he's asking questions. Okay. You want to make her the star of the show. I remember one woman I was talking to, she said her worst date was the date where 30 minutes in, the guy was talking, 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 talking. She couldn't get a word in. And after 30 minutes, she's like, you know what? I've had it. And she got up and left. She's like, you just talked the whole time. So stop talking. Just ask her questions. Number 4 is by teasing her. I'm going to go over this a little bit. And that is men that are nervous or they're have low self-esteem do not tease women. It's only the confident men that tease women. So for example, one time I saw Russell Brand being interviewed, and there was a few women that were interviewing, and there was a guy that was at one of the interviews as well. And the woman kept doing this with her water bottle. And so Russell Brand teased her and said, oh, could you stop doing that with your hand? And she's like, what? She's like, well, it's very distracting because you're doing this on your water bottle. And she was laughing. So there's an example of teasing her. Let's say she has long hair, right? And you say, oh, I really like your hair because it reminds me of an Apache warrior, right? It's ridiculous, but you're not insulting her in any way. You're just teasing her. And she was like, oh, okay. Or you could say, wow, I love your nails. They look like weapons. Like some women, they've got these long nails, and you could say, oh, your nails look like weapons. Or if you say, hey, look, I do have one rule about our first date tonight. And she's going to say, what's that? And you say, okay, if you touch me, then I touch you back. Right? And so this is an example. There's tons and tons of examples of teasing her. But if you tease her, you will come across as confident, no matter how good looking she is. And in fact, the more good looking she is, the less she gets teased. All right. And the last one I'd like to address is to dress like a bad boy. You might be thinking, so Bachelor, what does that mean? What do you mean dress like a bad boy? Okay. You don't want to give off any dad vibes. You certainly don't want to give off any grandpa vibes, and you don't want to give off any business vibes, okay? What you should try is wearing black on your first date. Just try it and come back to the comments and let me know what you think, what she thought, or how the date went, okay? Now, if you have a form-fitting and it complements you, black leather jacket, I'm not talking about something super old school, but if you have a black leather jacket, you can't go wrong with a motorcycle jacket, right? I love the cafe racer jackets. So if you have a black leather jacket, you have a t-shirt underneath the jacket, and the t-shirt, if it's cool, maybe it's Star Wars or it's AC/DC or something else, who cares? And you have black boots, you have jeans, or you have white sneakers, right? You want this look that emulates a bad boy, somebody who drinks his whiskey at a bar, somebody who rides a motorcycle. I'm just giving examples. You can rock the business look, but when I see men showing up to their date in a blazer and a pocket square, it's like, really? That's not the look that she's going for. Yes, you might be successful. Yes, you might be coming from you're a lawyer and you're coming from court, but try to book a date at a day and a time where you can go home and change and have a completely different look, one look that's more on the bad boy side of things. And if just go to Google, just check out some photos and examples of bad boy look or something like that, and you'll see examples of outfits. But that's really important. Okay, the bonus tip I'm going to leave you with right now is this: don't ever approach women when you're tipsy or drunk. It's embarrassing to you, and women hate it. They hate talking to tipsy guys or drunk guys. And I even would forewarn you to not get drunk or tipsy in your relationships, because women ultimately don't want to be with a man who is drunk or tipsy, because subconsciously, you know what they're thinking? They're thinking now he can't protect me, okay? Or now he's going to say something belligerent. He's going to embarrass himself. He's going to embarrass me. There's just no positives to being drunk and tipsy, even when you're with someone. All right, appreciate you watching, but I'd like to hear from you in the comments. What other things can you recommend to the viewers on how they can be more confident around women? We'll see you next time.